From Dawg Pound Daily, 5 Browns fighting for their job after free agency. Number 5, they say Jerome Ford. 4 and 3, they go the young wide receivers, David Bell, Cedric Tillman. Number 2, Siaka Ika. And the top one, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I think all of their roles will be different. I think they probably all make the roster without question. Jerome Ford's going to make the roster. The only thing negative you could say about Jerome Ford, I don't know that he's a lead back. I don't know that you want to strap your offense to him. Too many negative yards or 1 or 2 or yard loss and not enough 3, 4, 5-yard gains. Love the 80-yard gains, but too many wasted plays if you're going to be the lead back.
Yeah, I don't feel his job is on the line. I feel his role is on the line. And you said it. They don't view him as a workhorse back. Those are few and far between in this league anyway, so that's no slight. But they saw what life was like without Nick Chubb, and they're preparing for that eventuality in case that comes to fruition to start the season, and you don't want to have to hand the ball off to him 15 to 20 times a game. So you lessen that. You go get a workhorse type back in Foreman. Now, Ford did show promise as a receiving back, but they also upgraded that role with Nyheim Hines. So he falls somewhere in the middle. Will he still have a role in this offense? Yes, he will. It'll just be lessened. They're going to hope that he gets more impactful with less repetitions, and hopefully he starts to see the game and it starts to slow down for him. Because at times that's where I think most of our complaints would be with his vision. He wasn't seeing the stuff that was there and leaving meat on the bone. So lessen that, let him develop, and you got guys that can pick that up around him. So if you're without Nick Chubb, will you still see Jerome Ford? Yes, you will. It'll just be a little bit less.
Yeah, and Deuce Staley may help with that as well. You never know, and it's nothing against Stump Mitchell. Different voice, different way of instructing. You might see something pop. I'm interested. The young wide receivers, I have no idea what Cedric Tillman is yet. I saw some really good, and I saw some things that were like, that's a rookie. David Bell, I don't think he's incredibly skilled or athletic, but I think he's a good receiver.
Yeah, a good possession receiver, and Tillman's going to be a boundary guy. But we don't even know what their full obstacles are going to be this year. I still fully anticipate them drafting a receiver.
Yeah.
Now, if that comes in the second round, then it starts to push them down. But if they take another swing on a mid to late round guy, you don't feel they're as in danger. So we don't even really know what they're facing yet as far as an obstacle. But we know one thing, by adding Judy, they all slotted down a peg.
Yep.
Which I think might be exactly what they needed to get to be where they're supposed to be instead of last year having to play above. So I think that affords more time. Obviously, Tillman has another year to develop behind Bell. This will be Bell's 3rd year here. He kind of has to show something this year or they will move on. Tillman has a little more wiggle room.
Yeah, and relative to Ika and Thompson-Robinson, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I don't think they ever thought he was going to have to start like he did. Ika, need to see more, but again, he was playing behind some really good players. Let's see full off season, another year with Jim Schwartz. Let's see what he looks like in year 2.
Yeah, I don't know how he sees the field. If you look at what they have in place, which is funny because the night they drafted him, I thought for sure he was going to have a heavy role. And then the way the room developed to put him on the back burner, which as a rookie, that's cool. That's fine. I think defensive tackle is a hard position to come right in and be the man. Sometimes you see that all across the league. But now the addition of Quentin Jefferson too, I don't see a role for him unless there's a giant injury. So I don't know how he sees the field. So how do they view that? You spend a 3rd-round pick on him, but if he spends 2 years where he's unable to even be active for game day, I don't know if they start phasing him out. It depends on how it works out. But if he makes a gargantuan leap into year 2 and can be a run stuffer, there's room for that. So it's up to him and his development. But if he doesn't make that leap by the end of this upcoming season, it's hard for me to envision a role for him going forward.